According to the Lord, the mage ran until Limgrave. I did not mean to do that. That's some interesting plan. Just let yourself eat all of these. Okay, almost worked out. What about a physic that gives you stronger backstab grabs? Oh, that's... Now you're starting to get into an interesting conversation. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so... Honestly, as much as I don't think that would necessarily be like a bad thing for the game to have a physic like that, like it would not like break the game in any way or... But it just goes to show that the base backstab system probably needs to be improved, right? I think that's more of a testament that the backstab system is not where it should be. I think the biggest two problems with the backstab system is not even how to grab it. It's that you get false grab, that's one big problem. And the second problem is that the recovery is too long. And so personally, instead of like having a physic that increases backstabs in any capacity, I would probably address those two things. I would lower the recovery for a fake grab. And I don't know what I would do, man, to fix the... to fix false grabs. I feel like false grabs could be fixed if you needed to like push a combination of buttons to do a backstab, but then it becomes even less intuitive, and so you'd probably have to boost backstabs in some capacity if you do that. Anyway, it starts to get a bit like complicated and into the details, but do you guys think it would be better if backstabs were assigned to R2 instead of R1? Do you guys think that would make a difference? What do you guys think would be like the best button to have backstabs on? Should it be like... I don't know, actually. I was about to say like triangle and something, but... Because it could be like triangle plus something, but... I don't know. Not the best idea I can think of. Dude, I don't even have many talismans, man. Wait, what do you have? Machete? Went right above his forehead. I did not mean to do that. Brother. Most setups won't use R2 while chasing. I think R2 would probably be like a more simple solution. It would not be a bulletproof solution to change the backstab input from R1 to R2. But I think it would probably be a bit better than what we have. What do you guys think of this? I'm actually very open-minded to this particular suggestion. Like, I'm interested in hearing if you guys think this is a good or a bad idea. Yeah, basically having backstabs be on R2 instead of R1. I think it personally, like, I think it would still be annoying, but maybe not as bad as what it is now. Yeah, the ideal thing would be probably like to have a fix so that backstabs don't happen like by accident, but I can't think of anything than having like a button that's really like dedicated for backstabs, or not necessarily dedicated to it, but that cannot be mixed with attacks. R2 is more realistic. Yeah. I mean, Bloodborne didn't have that problem. Because like for instance, if you're trying to like chase down someone with this, right? You might get false grabs if you're using like this weapon in particular. So maybe you're just like changing the annoyance from like, oh, you don't have to worry about getting false grabs with halberd, but now you have to worry about getting false grabs with like heavy thrusting sword, for instance, like when you're chasing down. So like maybe we're just switching like where it hurts. There was no backstab in Bloodborne. No, in Bloodborne, you needed to hit a charge R2 to initiate sort of like the backstab critical. So you didn't have that problem in Bloodborne because there was no like animation to get the backstab. To get the crit, you just needed to land a charge R2. So that took care of the problem. I personally think it was not that bad of a system, honestly. But like, I'm trying to think of a solution because I think ideally it should probably be like a button combination of some kind. Like triangle with like something. Maybe... Problem with triangle and block. Like triangle with like the bumpers now is to switch weapons. So that would probably be very annoying to attempt a backstab by switching weapon. Oh. Although... You still switch weapon when you perform triangle with R2 or triangle L2. Now, that could be interesting. If you put backstabs on triangle R2, that would not conflict with anything else, but it would be more of a hassle to get a backstab, but that would completely get rid of all backstabs happening by accident. So triangle R2 would actually work, but I think in exchange to have that, they would probably need to speed up backstabs a little bit just because of it taking longer to physically get the inputs because it's 2 buttons. So I think maybe getting the backstab slightly bit faster by like 1 frame and then putting it as triangle R2. I mean, the casuals would probably not like it though. The casuals for the PvE would not like it, I don't think. I don't think it's a bulletproof solution. It's not elegant. I think the biggest problem is this works, but it's not elegant. But I think, like, technically speaking, this is probably the best thing I can come up with so far. Because you basically remove the ability to switch weapon with triangle R2 and triangle L2. But it doesn't really matter because you already have that with triangle R1 and triangle L1. So this is a redundant input. So you get rid of a redundant input, give it a unique purpose. What kind of weapons would you like to see in the DLC? To spit the spitting ideas? Well, I'm waiting for the feet weapon. That's one thing. I'm waiting for feet weapons and great katanas. Other than that, like, I think in the DLC, I would like to see a great sword, like an Onyx great sword. Would like to see maybe another cool ultra that's like... Honestly, I think what I would like the most is have weapons in each category that have a fully fledged unique moveset. Because I feel like too often we get like weapons that are just like carbon copies of other weapons in the same class. Like, you know, all thrusting swords are the same, it's just different length, right? Like all ultras are pretty much the same, like except like if like one R2 that's like different, you know what I mean? I feel like that's one thing I'd like to see, like, give a great sword that has, like, a halberd running attack. And then give a fist that has, like, I don't know what else, but, like, you know, mix and match a few of these. Give us something interesting with those. Like, it's not like... You know, I think, like, let's take a perfect example of that. Dark Souls 3, like, the sword spear halberd, right? It's a pretty unique move. They put in a spear attack with a halberd. It's not like it didn't match. It makes sense and it works. Okay, we don't want to poison this guy. Oops. Wow, insane pivot. Actually reached all the way up. Gonna be compelling gameplay again. kidding. Just give me that trade. Got robbed, dude. I'm trying to see if I can, like, walk around it. I've never tried to walk around this. Insane range. I still don't know if you can like run around it. Maybe on the opposite side. Yeah, we need more great swords with Claymore R2s. Well, actually, I say that not anymore. Now the other R2's better. we don't need the Claymore R2 anymore, unfortunately. How about new DLC talisman ideas? Oh, dude, it's gonna be +3. They're gonna have +3. They're gonna have +3 talismans. That's it. It's that easy. That's simple. We have the sight already. No, we forgot to grab the sight too. Lord of the Fallen has tints. Looks cool. I agree. I feel like that's something that they could add in the DLC that could be a huge deal for rewards. Like, this is like, tints is something that's like kind of simple to implement, honestly, from a developer's perspective. They already have shaders, like, you know. Like, this is a shader, guys. Like, they already have everything in place to do this. Like, they could easily, like, had some tints with, like, much higher transparency than this so that it's not just one glowing color. But they could give, like, some tints to some specific pieces and whatnot. And it could be part of, like the gameplay loop even. Like, you could get it from PvP activities, the arena, you name it. There's a bunch of ways they could implement that. Over-leveled Miyazaki summons. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Okay, what do we have? A bow and a Nagakiba. Dude, they are so tanky! I like that they panic roll. Okay, doing good so far, but they're so tanky, man. How many runes for that? 2,000. Getting us to summon over-leveled. Alright, it's a filthy mage. I bet he could one-shot us. Let's get ready for that. Let's do a dishonest pre-buff. What is that damage, bro? What is that? God, they hurt. Same elevation. This is just like real people, you know? Just R1 out of its done. Motherfucker, look how tanky these guys are! To be honest, like from a gameplay perspective, it almost makes sense for them to R1 out of its stun like that. Because we do so little damage to them that if we just miss once... If we just miss once, he does so much. Alright, one more. Yeah, he does not care. There you go. Great sword now for the last one. I don't know if he can tank my halberd though. It could be a problem. I love elevation. It's just great. Yeah, you can tank it. Okay. I don't think he can tank that either. Just like a real player, dude. These punches, it's so accurate. Yeah, wrong R2. There you go. Dude, these guys are so tanky. Holy shit. This is like as tanky as it gets. You're convinced that they learned player input for the jar phantoms? It would be funny because that would mean that the AI was stronger when the game came out and just got worse as time went by. Oh, man.